Hi, welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So this is part 2 on the senior citizen living on a fixed income or someone who is on disability, SSI income, or someone who is struggling working and don't have enough income. Okay? Alright, so I would like to continue on. I have some notes as usual, okay? So I want to talk also about, before I forget, is, most senior citizens, sometimes they don't even eat. They won't cook because they don't have the energy. They're tired. They don't feel like washing the dishes because they're just really tired, or they're suffering with all kind of pain and problems, okay? So they'll go down to eating crackers and peanut butter or something that they can just open it like in a can and eat. So one of the things that you might want to do, if you don't want to give them whole packages of meat because maybe they may not cook it anyway, is take them some meals. When you cook your meals, save some out and make a couple of meals and take them over some cooked meals. They'll eat that, let me tell you, okay? I want to talk about my own mother who was on Social Security. And so when I went to visit her often, I would notice that she would have food that she saved from maybe when she went out to the restaurant with one of us in the refrigerator, and it looked like to me it was dried up. And I would say, Mom, I says, this is no good. You need to throw this out. This is dried up. She said, oh no, I'm going to eat that. So that let me know what was going on. Also, when she did cook, she would cook like beans and cornbread, which is nothing wrong with beans and cornbread, except I didn't know the reason why that was going on constantly is because of the money. And so she would always ask everybody, oh, you got $20, give me $20. And so I put 2 and 2 together with my assessment, and I said, oh, wow. I said, she must be really struggling financially. Because who's asking for $20? You know what I mean? So if she gets 20, she has 6 kids. So she get 20 from me. Maybe she might get 20 from 2 more of her kids. And she's got $60 to help her get through. So I looked at that and I said, well, I got to do something about that, because that's not right that I'm walking around with money and my mother is over here struggling, trying to survive out of senior citizen check. I didn't know how much her check was, but I was clear that it was not enough. And I'm sure that it was not enough. So I started giving my mother $100 a month, every first of the month, so that it could help her out. So if you break that down, it's $25 a week. Now that's not really a lot of money, but maybe you can't afford $100 a month. Maybe you can afford $10. Maybe you can afford $50. Whatever you can, if you can give it to the senior citizen, it would really, really help them. In addition to that, go over there and check on them. Spend time with them. Spend time with them. That's the most important thing, because when people get visitors, when senior citizens get visitors, they live longer, because they think that somebody cares or somebody's coming. You see what I'm saying? So do that, okay? And if you don't have a parent that you're concerned with, okay, you have a neighbor or somebody else that's a senior citizen that you could check on. That is your, that can be your challenge. That can be the help that you are giving out to somebody. That could be you sharing the love, okay? All right, so I'm going to move on with my notes. So I want to give you some options. Options to the low income that you may have, okay? Work. I know if you're a senior citizen, you may say, oh, I can't work. Well, I hear you. Maybe you can't work, or maybe you can work. You know, and if you can't work because you're saying you got an ache and a pain, or your leg, or your arm, or whatever the story is, maybe you're saying that you can't work. Well, you can work if you want to work. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you know, you get up and you take all that stuff to work with you, all the pains, everything with you, okay? And maybe you can't work full-time. Maybe you could only work part-time, but you can help yourself. Me personally, I retired 2 years ago this November. And when I retired, I thought I was all set. I did not know the struggle of the little money you get from retirement. I get the point now, okay? So after 2 years of struggling, trying to make ends meet, I decided that that wasn't going to be the end result for me. So me, my pains, my aches, my all of my issues that I have, got up and went to work. And when it's time to go to work, the show is on, let me tell you. Soon as I get up, it's now all of a sudden it goes right into my head. Oh, this hurts, that hurts. What are you going to do today? How are you going to make it through the day? All the negative stuff kick in my head. But you know what I do? I keep right on pushing out that door, because I think about how I suffered for 2 years, the last 2 years of retirement, and I said that just cannot be, because I'm not dead yet, okay, so I'm going to go get it. So one of the things that you might want to know is when you retire and you reach age 66, I am 66, okay, just so all my YouTubers know. Grandma Ray is 66 years old, okay? When you hit age 66 and you go back to work, all the Social Security money that they take out of your check comes back to you at the end of the year. And that boosts your Social Security check that you are now getting. Let me say that again, because that one ought to catch your attention. When you go to work, all of your Social Security money that they take out of your check will be returned to you with an increase at the end of the year. So, in other words, let me break that down. Okay, let's say you're getting $1,300 a month, and you go to work, and maybe you earned, I don't know, maybe they took out $500 in Social Security for that year. Well, that $500 will be added to your $1,300, which would give you $1,800 a month. So you get the point? So if you can do that for maybe 3 or 4 years, you would have enough money in your check so that you can survive. So I understand as a senior citizen, you're not going to be able to work forever. But maybe you could work now to help your situation in the future. And so if you're talking to a financial guy, they'll say, oh yeah, you should save up with stocks and bonds and investments and all of this stuff, so that when you get older, you'll have this nest egg to stand on. Okay, that's good, and you're right. But if they didn't do that, we can't go down that road. We have to go down the road where they're at right now. Okay? Now, I want to talk to the person who's on disability SSI. Oh, you guys have got to consider this. Disability allows you to work and make so much money a year. Now that money varies from person to person because it depends on how much money you're getting. But I'm just going to give you a for instance today, okay? This is a for instance, so, but you have to find out how much money you can make. So let's say they say you can make $700 or let's go with $800 a month. So that means that you can make $200 a week before taxes. Okay, so you need to go out and make that, because when you go out and work, your mind is off of all the sickness, number one, and you're going to feel better because you're not going to feel like you are stuck in this hole and you can't get out. You can do something about it. You know, the disabilities are not going away. They're going to be there forever. Believe me, forever. Unless God heals you, they're there. They're not going anywhere. So, since they're not going anywhere, you need to go to work and help yourself, okay? And that will help you in terms of mentally, physically, financially, okay? And you say, oh, well, you know, if I go to work, you know, my check might get cut off. No, they're not going to cut your check off. They encourage this because they understand that you need to be doing something, okay? And then let's talk about the person that's working. If you're working and you're not making enough money, maybe you need to go to another job. Find you a job that's paying more money. Or if you can't, you don't feel you can do that, which I think you can because you can promote yourself, then you get a second job, you know. And you say, well, if I get a second job, I got to pay somebody to babysit the kids. Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to pay them the whole check to babysit the kids, so you are going to benefit something. Work is the key, okay? And also, let's jump back to the person that's on disability and the person that's on Social Security. When you work, you know, don't work and then just spend the money up. Work and take and start paying down on bills to eliminate bills, so that when you stop working again, you have more money in your check because you have less bills. So for instance, let's say you have car insurance. When you work, just pay that off for the year. You know, you may have to pay it off little by little, or lumps, like maybe you drop $200 this month or $100, something like that, until you get that bill paid off completely, in addition to what you pay monthly. So when you stop working, now you have that extra $100 that you was paying on the car insurance. You can do the same thing for the cable bill. You can pay that up in advance. You can go on a budget on the gas and the light bill, so that you have no more surprises. You have, it's a fixed amount of money, and then they assess at the end of the year how much usage you used, and to see if you owe them money or they owe you money. So again, you can pay a little extra in addition to that fixed amount, so that when that time comes up, you already have your little nest egg there, okay? These are the things that I'm going to suggest you do. When you go to the grocery store, decide that your cost for meat is $5 a day. $5. And if you can get some meat and you can make something that will stretch that meal for 2 meals, now you're even better. You're saving there. So we'll talk more. I'm going to do a video just on how to save money on food one day, okay? All right. Okay, so if you have people that are always coming to you in your pocket, and this is to everybody, the answer is no. Because if you're struggling, how are you going to help the next one? They need to learn to manage their money. And if they don't know how to manage their money, well, they'll figure it out when you say no. Okay? The answer is no, because you can't help Peter if you are broke yourself. So do not loan out money, because number one, you may not see it back, and number two, that just puts you in a crunch and a struggle. Really? Because they didn't manage their money? I don't think so. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is the benefits of going out and working. The benefits are you feel better even though you're sick. You have the ability to communicate with adults. You also could think about life and how this is helping you to live a better life. You don't have, when you're sitting home and you're doing nothing, now you're in everybody's business. You are monitoring everybody because you got nothing else to do. Okay? So we're going to stop all that stuff and just go to work. And when you get home, you're going to be so tired, or the pains, so don't worry, the moment you kick in your door, the pains kick in with you. They're like, oh, okay, I'm home. Now this hurts, that hurts. You'll be worrying about that the rest of the night. And you won't have time to worry about nobody's business. How about that, huh? Okay, so my final conclusion is, if you're struggling financially, do something about it. See if you can work a job. And if you're a senior citizen, you say, oh, nobody will hire you. No, that's not true. You may get a lot of no's, but somebody is going to say yes, okay? I know Walmart will definitely say yes, and quite a few other places. So you give that a try, because you got nothing to lose by asking, or nothing to lose by putting your application in, okay? And if you don't know how to do the application, ask one of your kids to help you, because they're on the phone 24/7. The phone is in their pocket at all times, so they know how to get it done. Okay? Okay, so I think I talked enough to you. I hope I was very, very helpful. And remember to take some meals over to a senior citizen and just spend a little time with them. Take your kids to visit them, because it helps the kids to learn that other people out there that can show them love as well. Okay? Alright, so hit the like button if you like the video. Share the video, because it's a very, very important video. And subscribe, okay? And on that note, I'll talk to you soon. Grandma Ray loves you. Bye-bye.